Hi there, I'm Anthony Smallwood, the Community Engagement Manager at AVOL, Kentucky. And if you are watching this video, then that means you were not able to come to the ambassador training for the 2023 Dining Out for Life. So this is your video training. I'm going to show you some PowerPoint slides, and I'm going to give you all the information that you need to be the best ambassador that you can be for AVOL Kentucky and Dining Out for Life. Now, there's also going to be a code word somewhere hidden inside this presentation, so I'm going to need you to email me, and more information about that later, but email me that code word in the subject line of an email so that I'll know that you got this presentation and you were ready to go. So I'm going to share my screen. It'll take me just a second. I just hate doing this kind of stuff, but hey, you know what? I love that we live in a virtual world that we can do this kind of stuff. So here we go. All right. Perfect. So, Dining Out for Life 2023 Ambassador Training. All right. So welcome and thank you for volunteering to be a Dining Out for Life Ambassador. This event began actually in Philadelphia in 1991, and now it raises over $4 million annually across the nation to benefit health service organizations like AVOL. Each year, together, we raise the awareness of HIV and talk about the needs and service those with the needs that still exist for both treatment and prevention and education. So who is AVOL and what do we do? Well, this is probably going to be a question that some of the diners at Dining Out for Life may ask you. If they're not familiar with AVOL, you need a short answer to be able to give to them. In your materials, you've been given a brochure, so check that out and make sure that you study that a little bit, and you'll have some information to share. But if you want a more comprehensive idea of what we do and who we are, then you can go to avolky.org, and all of the information and all of the different things and all of the volunteer opportunities and how they can donate, all of that stuff is in there. So check that out, because you probably will be asked, what is AVOL and what do they do? So what is our mission? It's to end HIV in Kentucky for good. We actually know that we can do this. HIV is 100% preventable, and with the right information, support, and resources, it's possible for all of us to make informed choices for a healthy and fulfilling life. AVOL has been providing free testing and distributing prevention materials, offering housing services, and helping fight the stigma around HIV/AIDS in Lexington for over 30 years. So most people in our community know about AVOL, but every now and then you'll get someone that doesn't, and you get to enlighten them. All right, and people will probably ask what this money that we're raising is being used for. So be ready to share that information that I just shared with you with them. Dining Out for Life, it is our most attended event each year. The internationally recognized logo for Dining Out for Life actually symbolizes togetherness, a call to rally for the same cause. And the logo, you've seen the little jagged thing on the side of the words, that is a napkin in a bishop hat fold. And it comes from an era where napkin folding was the symbol of not just a meal, but a celebration. And last year, thousands of people went out to eat because of our Dining Out for Life event. And we had 117 volunteers, and we raised $122,000 and a little change. So that was pretty amazing. It was a good year. And we actually have been in the top 10 for the last couple of years in the Dining Out for Life International group. I think almost 60 different places does Dining Out for Life, and we've been in the top 10 for the last couple of years. All right. So how do we raise that much money in one event? Well, a third of that money raised comes from the generous sponsors who step up and show the community that they care about AVOL and our mission. We could not do this without them. And this year, our sponsors were Woodford Reserve, they're our presenting sponsor, Advantage Air HVAC, they're our year-long legacy sponsor, and then we've also been sponsored by Gilead Sciences, Republic Bank, Winterwood Incorporated, QX.net, and Alliance Medical and Home Care. So we appreciate all of them very much. How do we raise that much money in one event? Again, a third is sponsorships, and another third of the money raised comes from our restaurant partners who donate 25% or more of their total sales after the event. Now, this year we have 55 restaurants who have stepped up for our community, and we appreciate them very much. And the last third of that money raised comes from the donations facilitated by you, our ambassadors. Yep, you raise a third of what we collect. So do the math. Last year, our ambassadors brought in over $40,000 in the days leading up to and on the day of the event. That's why you are so important to the success of this fundraising opportunity. So in the media leading up to the event, we really make our promotions a high priority. You're going to see advertisements and pre-recorded promos on all of the local TV networks, as well as live shots leading up to and on the day of the event. There will be print ads, a ton of social media promotions. There's even a billboard on New Circle Road near the old Eastland bowling alley. Check that out. We're pretty proud of our billboard this year. And we rely on you to do some of that social media posting and promotions. So please put it out there, get it out to all of your friends, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in this training too. All right. You knew I wasn't going to be able to do this training without a drag queen someplace. Isn't she pretty? So, success begins with the plan, hunty. Now the good stuff. So what is an ambassador? You are the liaison between AVOL, Kentucky and your restaurant. You invite people to come to your restaurant during your shift. You welcome and you thank all of the diners for being there. And you encourage and facilitate donations. You know, just by being there, 25% of what they spend is going to be donated back to us. So even if they don't make additional donations, we appreciate them and we need you to make them feel appreciated. You cannot say thank you enough to the people that are there dining. So make sure that you're thanking everyone and making them feel welcome. And if they are so inclined to make another donation, just tell them they can see you before they leave the restaurant. Again, more on that in a little bit. So how can I be the best ambassador ever? First of all, familiarize yourself with the restaurant you're assigned to. And to avoid confusion and embarrassment, make sure to confirm which shift you are signed up for, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You don't want to show up to the right restaurant for dinner when you were supposed to be there for lunch. So make sure you're clear on where and when you're supposed to go. We also encourage you to go to the restaurant where you're assigned and speak with the owner or manager if available, and explain that you will be the ambassador for Dining Out for Life on Thursday, September 14th. So it's always good if they recognize your face, and that way when you come in to do it, you know, they're not going to look at you like you have three heads. So try to find out where they will let you set up the ambassador station when you go in for that initial visit. Because you're going to want to set up an ambassador station or an area in a high visibility area, but not in high traffic. You don't want to be right in the way of the servers, but you want to be where all of the diners can see you either coming in, where you can see them coming in or leaving the restaurant. So make sure you're not in the way of the staff, but be visible. What do you want to take with you? Well, you have to have the tools to do this properly. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need an AVOL apron. And you want to make sure that it's not been wadded up in your car or in a corner. It's still pressed and pretty, right? And then you want to make sure you wear it. You want to put your name tag on your apron, preferably with your own name on it. That always helps. And then you want to share your specific QR code that corresponds with the restaurant where you will be. I'll tell you how to get that in a little bit. You're going to want to have some donation envelopes, because some people are still going to want to do cash, check, or credit card instead of scanning the QR code. And then you'll have a plastic donation container and some ink pens if people want to use those envelopes. Now, if you don't have all of that stuff, you need to let me know ahead of time. And if you don't realize it until the day of, you can call or text me or Tammy. Again, that information is going to be following. So you can start your fundraising campaign right now. Don't wait till the day of the event and hurry to get it done so you can check the box. Yep, I did that. I volunteered. Yay me. Okay. Pre-planning is going to ensure success. So You want to go to dineoutlex.com and find your restaurant link. Copy and share that restaurant link. Now, that's dineoutlex.com. Go to your restaurant, capture that link, and copy and share it. Now, that link is going to take people directly to your restaurant, and they can make donations already. They're live, so they can go and make donations right now. And then we want you to create posts to promote you and your restaurant, and invite people, of course, to come and support your efforts, right? You don't want to be there and not have some friends there with you. We want you to set a goal for yourself. So are you going to raise $300 or $3,000? Are you going to raise $50 or $5,000? Depending on the size of your restaurant, you have the capability to do some pretty amazing fundraising. And like I said, most people go out to eat that day knowing that it's dining out for life. So they're going to be ready to make a donation, many of them. So for your pre-event fundraising, this is what you need to do. Think of the people close to you. Text them or contact them on social media and tell them why you are participating. Ask them to help you reach your goal by donating $10, $25, $50, $100 or more. Set a goal to reach out to at least 5 people a day for the next week. Starting now for the next week, 5 people a day, and ask them to be one of your donors of the day. It's as simple as giving up 1 drink during a night out. And then make a donation yourself. Making a small donation, even as little as $20, shows potential donors that you are making a commitment to support AVOL Kentucky. This also makes potential donors more likely to support you. Now, did I mention invite your friends? Well, here we go. You're going to hear that a lot in this whole training. Invite, invite, invite. Did I mention invite people? Invite your friends, your family, your coworkers, neighbors, the dog sitter, anyone else that you know that you think would go out and eat where you're going to be that day. Now, ask everyone you invite to invite someone that they know to come. They don't need to come there by themselves. Have them bring friends. You don't need to know somebody just for them to make a donation, right? And if they don't make an individual donation, just by being there to eat, what happens? 25% of what they spend comes to us. And then place an announcement in your school bulletin, your workplace, community, neighborhood, faith community, newsletters, whatever. Please take some of the posters. If you would like for me to email that to you so you can print them out, I can do that. Just notify me and I can email you that poster. Print them off, take those posters into your school, your gym, your salon, library, any place you want to. Probably don't want to hang it up in restaurants that aren't participating. They might not like that. So here we go. Prior to dining out for life, Ambassador 101. This is the important stuff. Make time to come to AVOL to pick up your apron and other materials anytime through the week, Monday through Friday, between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And you have to do that on a weekday before Wednesday, September 13th. No one's going to be in this office to give you your apron on the day of the event. You have got, if you're watching this video, that means you didn't come here in person for the training. So come and get your materials before Wednesday, September 13th. If you don't pick up your materials, then we assume that you are not participating and we have to fill your spot. So please don't do that to us. It's hard enough to recruit everybody. We don't want to have to be begging people at the last minute, okay? Then blast social media a week before, which would be now, and make sure your people know where you're going to be and which shift you're doing. You could even create a Facebook invite and tell people the location and the time that you're going to be there. And then invite all the people you know to your restaurant, people who will donate to help you reach your goal. You know, you set that goal, you want to try to raise $3,000. Who can you invite that's going to give you $100, $50, whatever? You need someone there. You need all the people there that will help you with your goal. So say you give them a call. A sample phone call might be, hey, what's going on? Hey, listen, I'm calling you to invite you to a dinner party I'm hosting. Are you available on Thursday, September 14th? You are? Well, great. Well, it's at so-and-so restaurant. Now, you'll have to pay for your own meal and you'll have to bring your credit card or checkbook. I won't be cooking, so the food will be great, and I won't have to do dishes after either. But boy, oh boy, it's going to be so much fun. Oh, by the way, it's for Dining Out for Life benefiting AVOL Kentucky. Can't wait to see ya. Bye. Okay, that's just being funny. But make those phone calls, invite people. Everybody you know that your phone is full of contacts, and at least half of them probably live in your city. Invite them to come and dine out for life, okay? Ambassador 101, the day of Dining Out for Life, arrive at your restaurant early. Yeah, I said it. And wear your name tag and apron. Text Tammy, and this is important. Do not skip this step. I'm going to pause to let this sink in. You must text Tammy at 859-338-1322 when you arrive. And when you text her, identify yourself, text her your name and your location. She's got a list that she's going to be check marking each one of you that texts her. If you don't identify yourself, give your name and your location, then we're going to assume you did not show up, and we're going to be scrambling to try to make other arrangements. Do not skip this step. When you arrive, text Tammy at that number and let her know that you're there. And then we want you to stay for the entire shift if possible, even later until the next person comes if you can. If the restaurant is busy, try not to leave too early, okay? We really need you to be there as long as there are people there dining. So make sure that you can stay as long as you can. Make plans to be there for a while. When you arrive, you're going to create an ambassador station where you can be stationary, preferably, as I said, in a highly visible area, such as near the door or by the register or hostess station. Also, there's a clear acrylic rack card holder. So you want to find that. They've all been delivered to the restaurants already. You want to find that. You want to put that at your ambassador station. It looks like this. Don't forget what that looks like, because we're going to be talking more about this acrylic stand later. We want you to grab those at the end of your shift if your shift is the final shift for that restaurant for that day. If someone is coming in after you, you don't grab this. Again, I'll go over that in a second, but this is the acrylic stand that you're going to be looking for, okay? And then use your phone and take pictures of people dining and enjoying their evening. And then post them and tag us at #DineOutLex. We want you to show everybody what a great time you're having, okay? So here's your approach. Make sure that you are where people can see you as they arrive and as they leave, and make sure they know why you're there. Greet the patrons and be upbeat and friendly. Did I mention to be upbeat and friendly? Hi. Oh, hi. If you act like you're depressed, they're sure not going to want to make a donation. Be upbeat and friendly. If you're not in a good mood, fake it. Encourage people to scan the QR code with their phone and donate. Now, what QR code am I talking about? These are the rack cards that are in that acrylic holder. And if you look closely, there is a QR code, and there is a specific QR code to each location. This one just happens to be for the bar complex, but each location that's participating has their own QR codes. So encourage people to scan that QR code with their phone and donate. And that, as I said, is specific to your restaurant. If the restaurant will allow, it's even a nice idea if you place a rack card on each table before people are even seated. Put a couple of those out there. And then have donor envelopes available for those people who are not able to donate electronically or prefer to use cash or checks. Give them an envelope, and after filling out the information on the envelope, place the donation inside and put it inside the donation container that you've been given. Make sure you capture the CVV and the zip code for all credit card donations, and make sure the information is legible. If we can't read it, we can't collect it. So give it a little look over, make sure that you can understand and read all of the numbers on the credit card number and everything. Every year we have 2 or 3 envelopes that we can't read it and we can't get in touch with them, and therefore we can't collect that donation. So don't let that happen on your watch, okay? All right. And then what can I say? A sample conversation might be, hello, my name is you would put your own name here. I just used a fun name, Shalita Buffet. Get it? She'll eat a buffet. Shalita Buffet, and I'm a volunteer for AVOL, Kentucky. Today's Dining Out for Life, and just by being here, you have already donated a percentage of the cost of your meal to AVOL. So thank you so much for dining out for life today. Now, if you'd like to make an additional donation, you can scan this QR code with your phone and click on the donate button, or you can put cash, checks, or credit card information in this envelope, and then you can give that to me as you leave, okay? It's that simple. Most people are there because they know it's dining out for life. So most likely they're going to expect you to connect with them. Do not be timid. If you're being timid, you're not going to you're not going to hit your goal that you set, okay? And then ask yourself, all through the day, what goal did I set for myself? Am I getting close? I wonder if I'm getting close. Keep yourself on track. Now, ambassador etiquette. This is always really important because we want you to dine while you're there. But if the restaurant is busy, your priority is not to feed your belly. Your priority is to connect with the people. Get something in and take it home with you to eat later if you don't have the time to eat. But of course, if it's a slower time, go ahead and grab you some food too, because 25% of what you spend is a donation. And your cell phone, like I said, we want you to take pictures, post pictures on social media at #DineOutLex, but do not be glued to your phone. Don't sit there and on Facebook and all the different Instagrams and FaceTimes, and don't be glued to your phone, okay? Connect with the people. Be mindful not to interrupt the host or the wait staff flow. Meet the staff and thank them for being there that day. And then remember, you represent AVOL, so please dress appropriately and wear comfortable shoes. You're probably going to be standing a lot. And we ask this: do not drink or be impaired in any way that you would be embarrassing to yourself or AVOL. Again, do not do anything that's going to make you impaired to where you're going to embarrass yourself or AVOL. We really encourage that you can wait till after your shift to have a cocktail. Or if you do have a cocktail, you better limit yourself to one, and it better be a weak one, because we don't want to come and see you at the restaurant and help you to an Uber to get you home. That's not what we're going to be doing, okay? If you do commit to doing this, please show up. We need your participation. We need your help. And then be fresh and energized for each new table, even at the end of the night. Be enthusiastic and have fun. And then before you leave, thank the manager and the staff. It's really important that they feel like that their participation was important. So please thank the staff and the management before you leave that night, okay? Now, it is important for you to continue to be upbeat and friendly throughout the entire evening, so the diners and restaurant staff have a great experience. Remember, it really is up to you. You are the one that sets the tone. So we're counting on you, okay? After your shift is over, you want to return your aprons, your plastic donation jar and lid with the donations inside, and all the other materials to home base immediately after your shift. So we want you to write down your name, your restaurant location, and the shift that you worked, and include that inside your donation jar. If we get a jar that we don't know which restaurant it came from, if it's not labeled, then we're not going to know to give you the credit for raising those donations. So put your name, the restaurant, and which shift you participated in that jar, okay? And then if you're working the final shift, now if you're working lunch and there's going to be a dinner shift at that same restaurant, then this does not pertain to you. But if you're working the final shift of the day for that restaurant, you want to grab that acrylic holder that I showed you earlier, the one with the rack cards in it. Bring those back to AVOL too. So grab that holder and return it to us when you return your apron and your other materials. If you return all of the materials back to us on the day of the event, you get to enter your name for a drawing for a fabulous prize that I'll tell you about in a little bit. When you arrive here at home base at AVOL, you want to bring your items and donations into the lobby of our offices. Now, if the door is locked, there will be someone there to let you in. So bring it into the lobby and someone will assist you. Make sure, again, that they know who you are and where you came from, which restaurant that you just left. That's very important. It needs to be inside the jar, and you need to tell the person that you meet with in the lobby that as well. Okay, and remember, we have a new address, so don't take it to Waller Avenue. No one's going to be there. You want to come to 1824 Hill Rise Drive, Suite 100. That's over here at Stonewall Terrace. So that is our new address. Make sure you bring everything after your shift to that address. All right. Now, what's your incentive to do all this? Well, in addition to the joy of knowing that you're raising money to help eradicate HIV, you could win a prize. Are you paying attention? Check it out. If you return all of your materials, you have to bring all of them at the end of your shift. Again, the acrylic rack holder if it's the final shift, your apron, your donation container with the lid, and all the other materials. You bring those back to AVOL, then you can put your name and your contact information, fill that out for a drawing. And guess what you might win? Check it out. Oh my gosh, you could win a pair of tickets, section 12, row C, to see the Jonas Brothers on September 16th at 7 p.m. at Rupp Arena. Now, you know you want to go see the Jonas Brothers. And I just learned today, by the way, that Joseph Jonas is getting a divorce. We're sad. So you might have some hope there if you just bump into him. So you know you want to go see the Jonas Brothers. And so you could win a pair of tickets. We're going to put you in that drawing if you bring all of the materials back on the day of the event. And if you don't have anybody to take, well, I mean, I guess I'd go with you if I had to. So here's that code word that I mentioned at the beginning of the training, the code words to email. To confirm that you were able to view this training video, put the code words in the subject line of an email. I don't want to open a bunch of emails. So in the subject line, put Jonas Brothers. And you email that to Anthony S. at avolky.org. That's Anthony S. at avolky.org. What's the code word? Jonas Brothers. We're almost finished. So there is an end in sight. Never before since we began our work in 1987 have the tools been available to us and been so effective. We now know that people living with extremely low levels of HIV will not pass the virus along to others. This viral suppression involves many factors, most important of which is that persons living with HIV remain engaged in medical care and medical adherence. AVOL's housing, support, and empowerment services have proven to reinforce support and adherence, leading to viral suppression. And you may or may not have heard the term, but U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmittable. If your viral load is so low that it's undetectable, the CDC tells us that you cannot transmit the HIV virus to another person. And of course, if you are HIV negative, PrEP is an effective once-a-day pill that you can take to prevent the transmission of HIV. And it's becoming more and more accessible. Contact us at AVOL after you come and get an HIV test, and we can put you in connection on how to get PrEP. These efforts, along with traditional tried and true approaches like increasing access to testing, advocating condom use, education, reducing barriers, and raising awareness, together, we really do have the capability to end HIV in Kentucky. Do not leave tonight. Do not leave the training tonight. Now, if you're watching this virtually, then this doesn't apply to you. So I don't know why I left this in there, but make sure that you make plans to come and get your ambassador materials, okay? If you don't get them, we're going to assume that you're not doing it. All right. If you have questions, you can email any questions to me at anthonys@avolky.org, or I even give out my cell number. You can text me or call me at 859-321-8747. All right. So I want to thank you so much for watching all of this. Remember, you are the vol and AVOL. You are the volunteer, and we couldn't do this without you. So thank you so much for participating. And that concludes this training. So again, I'm Anthony Smallwood with AVOL Kentucky, the Community Engagement Manager, out there spreading the word that we can stop HIV if we all work together. And we're asking you to do your part. Always throughout the year, support those restaurants that participate in Dining Out for Life. Come and get tested. Make a donation if you're so inclined. Spread the word of who we are and what we're about. We do tests every day, Monday through Friday. And if you see our AVOL testing van out and about, that means we're working to do exactly what I said, to end HIV in Kentucky for forever. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. And I'll see you soon to get your materials. Take care.